Alright, man. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This your boy King Emo, and you are now about to listen to an original audio horror story series called Paranormal Activity, a vampire story. So, we just did Paranormal Activity 4, then we did the spinoff of the Martin Wars, and now we on the last one called The Ghost Dimension. This is my second favorite movie out of the series. This is my second favorite movie out of this series. So if you have nightmares, you have been warned, cause we going into nightmare mode. I don't know how many levels, but it's on it, like it's on. So real quick, if I get into this story. This was the last movie that they made that I know of, so that's why I stopped it. We're gonna get straight into it. Oh, we got Van Reaper doing the intro. Oh shit, hold on. Van Reaper, the first. I see y'all are still watching the movie. Y'all still here? Waiting on the next part, right? Well, let me tell you about this one. It's known to be the creepiest one out of all four that you already seen. This movie contain violence, blood, murder, and strong language. If you believe in demons, ghosts, vampires, and dolls, then this movie is right for you. But I must warn you, it can fuck you up. This is the version you haven't seen. You haven't seen yet. So if you haven't seen the original, go back and watch the original Paranormal Activity. Hey, then you made it back here. You can now enter the Ghost Dimension. Paranormal Activity 4, the Ghost Dimension. Back in 1988, Dennis dies. Damn! Nigga just died before the movie even started. After Jess got killed by Katie in the future, she then went to Nevada to get Christy to tell her it was time to have a conversation with the priest. She shows up in the house. Jess got murdered not too long ago. As she shows up in the house looking for Christy, she got surrounded by Chucky, Cara, Flora, Priscilla, and finally, Christy shows up right behind Katie. Oh shit. It was quiet for about 5 to 10 minutes. Christy started asking Katie questions. Christy, hey Katie, what are you doing here? Did we just see you kill Jesse? Katie, I did, but only because he ran up on me in my house, so I stabbed his ass. But Grandma Lewis sent me here. She said the priest wanted to talk to you about Toby. Christy, what did Toby do? He hasn't talked to me in 5 years. I have my full power, so what's up? Katie, I'm not sure what Toby has been up to either, but the priest said it was more important. He also said he wanted to tell you about a new ritual. But I would say this, bring your friends just in case something happens. Just in case something happens that I don't like, we all kill the priest. Check it. So if this ritual goes wrong, we kill the guy. This will be my first priest. Now shit just got real. I'll go with her just make sure she safe. Flora, this shit just got serious. I'll go with you guys. This will be me and Priscilla, second priest. The first one got fucked up by Priscilla. Damn, Priscilla. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did fuck up the first one. I don't trust those type of people. So I'll be coming. I'll be coming too. He tries anything fun, I'ma rip his fucking head off. Damn, Priscilla. Carl, priests can be really dangerous. They always trying to attack people like us. I get what Katie is saying. I'll go too. They then goes back to 1988, where Christy and Katie's grandma was. She was in the living room, killing Dennis by bending his back, breaking his spine. Then she make his body rise in the air. She broke his neck by twisting his head right off his neck. Then she slammed his body to the ground as Katie and Christy watched it. Damn! Even the grandma ain't playing. They then go upstairs to a dark room to see the priest as he tell Christy about Toby. 25 years later, Leela meets Toby. Oh shit, here we go. Toby. Hey Leela, my name is Toby and I'm going to be your new friend. Thanks for moving in here. Now I have someone to talk to, but how you feel about vampires? Leela, vampire awesome. I'd love to be one myself, but it takes 5 years to become a full vampire. Toby, well yeah, it takes 5 years to be a full vampire, but I can turn you into one. But your family might not like a demon in the house. Leela, fuck that, Toby. They can't touch you, but I would like them to see them get scared half to death. Toby, alright, so how about we play a game of hide and seek? Every night we will scare each member of the family. But if they start attacking, what we do about that? Leila. If they start attacking, we kill their ass on sight. Show no mercy to them motherfuckers. Damn, Leila. Toby. Awesome. That's all I need to hear. Now it will be an even better game if you want to meet my vampire family. Leila. I would love to meet your family. You can invite them in the house. Will they be the ones that turn me into a vampire? Toby. Yeah, they would be the ones to turn you into a vampire. They have a game called the Bloody Mary game. Would you like to join it? Leela. Yeah, I'd like to join. I'd like to meet them as well. I can't wait to play hide and seek tonight. The first ritual with Christy. Ryan and Mike watches the first video of Christy practicing the ritual with the priest, and she tell the man everything she see. The priest. Okay, Christy. Now tell me what you see. Can you see Toby is there? Christy. I see Toby talking to a girl in her room. The priest. What does the room look like? Christy. The room has a tent, a bed, butterflies on the wall, a big mirror above the bed. I see another room with a lot of TV and the two guys that look like brothers. As Mike and Ryan was watching the video, he and Christy describe what was in the house. They started talking about it. Ryan, what the fuck? How the hell do she know we're brothers? And how the hell she know we got TVs in the room? Mike, nah, fuck that. She just described Leela's whole room. And who the fuck is Toby? I thought I heard Leela talking in her room. She said she was talking to her friend named Toby. Night 1. Ryan used the camera in the house and he sees Chucky looking like he was staring straight at him, but he disappeared. Then he switched to see what was going on in Leela's room as he saw a shadow figure talking to Leela, but this time it wasn't Toby, it was Carl. Carl, hey Leela, Toby tell me you wanted to join the Bloody Mary game and become a vampire, right? Leela, yeah, that's right. Tonight we're supposed to be playing hide and seek. Are you one of the vampires? Carl, yeah, I'm one of the vampires. I'm the first one Toby contacted when I was 7.5 years old. But I had a lot of training and rituals to become a full vampire. I was also contacted by the two vampire queens, one named Queen and the other was named Mary. Layla, Layla, how did they contact you if you don't mind me asking? And I know it takes 5 years. Toby told me when I got here earlier today. Carl, I played the Bloody Mary game. I wanted to see if it was real. She pulled me through the mirror and asked me where I was from. I told her I was from Wonderland. She invited me to play a game of Monopoly for the White Queen. Layla. So what did she mean when she asked you where you from? And I know how to play Monopoly. That's my shit. Carl. She thought I was part of one of the games in Looking Glass Land. But once I started playing the game, I eventually became one of the members. That's when I was human. But when I got back home after joining the game, the two queens introduced me to a vampire dog named Chucky. He asked me that I want to play a game called Hide the Soul. Lila, what happened after he asked you? And Toby asked me that today. And I said, yeah, I'm ready for anything to become a vampire and join the Bloody Mary game. Carl, he asked me, did I like my family that I was living with? And I told him I ain't really fuck with them like that. They did find out Jackie was a vampire, tried to put him in jail. They then tried to put me in the hospital, but my grandma came and got me. After she bailed Jackie out, we went back to my family house and killed each person one by one. They were all dead. Chucky made me a full vampire and gave his magic powers as well. Lena, sound like you had a lot of fun after you came back home. So when can I meet Chucky and the other vampires? Carl, each night you will meet a different member and you can ask them any questions you have. Once we start playing hide and seek with your family, Toby will let you know when it's time to start your first ritual. Later that night, Skylar had came in the room to check on Leela to see who she was talking to. She was talking to Carl. Carl turns into a shadow and takes her hand and pushes her back through the door, slamming Leela's door shut. Leela played it off like she was sleeping before anyone else came in the room. Night 2. Brad was looking at the camera the next night, watching Leela as she was sleeping, but all of a sudden, Priscilla shows up, looks at him in the face, right through the screen. She reached her hand out, gripped his shirt, jacked him up from the chair as she came out the TV screen and didn't say anything. She snatched the camera out of his hand and made him drop the camera. Damn. Ryan and Emily. Oh shit, y'all go Emily. Here we go. Yeah, so I guess I got Emily in this story too. Ryan and Emily went out on a date the next morning while Mike and Skylar watched Leela for a few hours. They then went outside to see Katie and Christy tombstone that said rest in peace 1982. As they looked at their tombstones, they saw a vision of the house burning down 10 years later in 1992. Once the vision was over, after looking at the tombstone, they figured out their house was built on the same area Katie and Christy lived in. The next day, Ryan and Emily called the priest to talk to Leela and has an interview with her. Oh shit, y'all, we on the second priest. The priest I came back. Well, another one. The second priest. Hey there, Leela. Your mama and daddy said you been talking to ghosts. Can you tell me what the ghost wanted with you? Leela. First, motherfucker, they're not no ghosts. Just because I talk to people y'all can't see, don't mean they're ghosts. Get it right, they're vampires. And since your ass wanna know so much, they're gonna turn me into one. I already decided to join their side. And there's nothing you can do to change my mind. Get the fuck on with that ghost shit. She then attacked the priest by bashing his head into the table. Flora then make his body rise in the air. And she slammed it to the wall, breaking his body. First she violently ripped his arm off, crushing them. Then she burned his legs. After she set his head on fire, his entire body vanished after 10 minutes of his death. Damn! Damn, Flora. Todd then found out that little friend, Toby, was a demon from the Bloody Mary game. He figured out a boy named Hunter had his family killed in Nevada by a demon killer dog named Jackie, a demon named Priscilla, two vampires named Cara and Christy, and one human who can talk to spirits named Flora. Night 3. Ryan watches one of the videos from 1992. He saw Leela with Katie, Christy, and Hunter 6 years before she was adopted. Now in the future, as Ryan watches the video, the priest asks Christy to contact Leela in the future. Christy, Katie, and Hunter contact Leela for the entire night. The priest. Okay, Christy, now it's time to talk to Leela and tell her it's time to start her ritual. Katie and Hunter are on the way now. Christy, Leela, are you ready to start your ritual? Cara and Toby told me you understand everything, right? Leela, yeah, I understand everything. And I know what I have to do to join the game, to become a vampire. I had to kill a priest yesterday because he was fucking with me. Who's the other girl that joined in? Christy. That was Flora. She has the ability to see spirits and other beings. Katie and Hunter is ready for you. Katie, what's up, Leela? I've been waiting 6 years for this. Now we can finally turn you into one of us. And the way you and Flora killed that priest, that was fucking lit. Hunter, girl, that shit was real. You bashed his face in the table and knocked his ass out. Leela, hell yeah, we fucked his ass up. We did it so fast he ain't see it coming. So I'm ready to start this ritual. Leela ritual, night 4. Leela was in the dark in her room, looking in the mirror. She says the bloody mirror 3 times. Mary from through the looking glass pulled her through the mirror, and she was in looking glass land now. Now with Mary and Toby. Once Toby got his physical body, he then used his demon magic to give Leela the power of a demon. Then she woke back up, but now she was surrounded by Cara, Christy, Priscilla, and Flora. First, Cara goes up to Lily and bites down on her neck, giving her blood. As Lily screams from Cara, slowly took her veins out of her neck. Then Christy come in after her and bites Leela right side of her neck. Screams again. Christy took her veins out of her neck. Lastly, Flora goes up to Leela, bites down on her neck until she got enough blood. Finally, Priscilla looks at Leela and reaches her hand over her human heart, snatched it out of her chest, and eats it. Then Chucky shows up and does the famous hide the soul spell along with Carl, and she does the spell with him. Then Christy and Katie join in and says the spell as well. Leela's soul and spirit rise out of her human body. Priscilla burns both of them, turning them into ashes. Then Chucky gave her the mind and spirit of a vampire with the money magic. Damn! Night 5, back at Leela's house. The priest that Flora had killed on night 3 had rose from the dead and started pouring holy water everywhere. But the house finally has an earthquake and Toby shows up as a vampire with pale skin and had on all black. He ran up behind Todd and strangled his body to death, then dragged his body down the hall, taking his whole spirit and cremating it. Damn, Toby. Ryan then ran up behind Toby, dumping a bucket of holy water all over him, but he then vanished from the sheet like he was never there. Leela then teleported in the house, staring at Mike and Skylar. She uses the money magic to burn Skylar and Mike, setting their bodies on fire, watching them get burned to death. Oh, I see Leela about to go in. Leela then flies in the air, going to her room. Ryan and Emily chase her through the house. She flies upstairs. Ryan was up the stairs. Out of nowhere, Carl's arm shows up, rushing through his chest, snatching his heart out and crushing in his face. Damn! Chucky flying his axe at his head so fast, his head shoots up in the air as blood gushing from his neck. Right before his head can make it to the ground, Christian's hand violently bashes his brain out, splatter all on the wall. Then Flora set the body on fire. Damn! Ryan got fucked up, didn't he? Leela finally flew through the portal as Emily ran through it as well. The entire house changed into her grandma's house and they was back in the house in 1992. Alright, man. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This your boy King Emo. You are now about to listen to an original audio horror story called Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. This is part 2, and we on part 2. If you have nightmares, you have been warned. We're gonna get straight into it. And we stopped at night 5. We stopped at night 5. Alright. Gonna get straight into it. We're on night 6. Night 6. Emily passed in 1992. Oh shit, here we go. Yeah, y'all ready for Emily? Y'all ready for Emily? Leela goes up to Christy and Katie, but Emily appeared in the house as well. She tries to walk up to Leela and take her back home, but Toby rides in front of Emily by gripping her shirt, violently throws her body to the nearest wall. then folded in half and slammed it on the ground. Her entire body vanished in midair. Damn, Toby. Night 7. Leela's birthday party, 1992. The next day, it was Leela's birthday. She was sitting at the same table Carla was. Leela sits at the front of the table, as Christy, Katie, and Jackie, and Carla, Priscilla, and Flora was there. The party had just started. At the end of the scene, at the end of the scene, the screen went black. Back at Christy house, 2006. Oh shit, we at Christy house now. Christy house had got fucked up while she was gone. So Daniel had set up cameras everywhere that night. Christy, Christy, hey Katie, I just wanted to talk to you about something. You know our demon Toby, Katie. Yeah, he used to hang out with us when we were younger. Why you ask? Christy, I think he trying to contact us again. Somebody trashed the entire house except for Hunter room. It can't be nobody but Toby. Katie, well, what do he want with us? He took our souls in 1988. It's 2006. Have you made another deal with him? Christy, no, I have not. I haven't seen him since we turned Leela into a vampire. And that was the last time I talked to him. Ellie, wasn't Hunter your firstborn son? Christy, yeah, he is my firstborn son. Why you ask? Ellie, whenever a vampire has a firstborn, they have to get him up to the person who turned them into a vampire. Toby is here for Hunter. It is his time to join the Bloody Mary game. Christy, well then, look like we're gonna be hanging out with Toby again. It should be interesting. Katie, hell yeah, but I thought he already joined with Robbie when he was younger. Christy, he only did the rituals when he was 8. Robbie helped him get his power, but the family that adopted Hunter when he was younger had gotten in Toby's way, so Toby never got a chance to put him in the game. Katie, oh yeah, I remember that. I killed their entire family, but the family had scared Toby off until I showed up. The next day, Dan and Ellie take Abby. Hey, we got Abby in this story too. The next day, Dan and Ellie takes Abby to the veterinarian. Oh, that's the dog. Oh, hold on. The next day, Dan and Ellie takes Abby, the dog, to the veterinarian for a checkup, while Christy, Toby, and Hunter went downstairs for a big ritual for Hunter. In the basement, Hunter's ritual. But it wasn't over yet. The ritual just started. Christy lays Hunter down on the floor. She bites down on his neck hard as she could, take all of his blood from his body until he passed out. Carver shows up, bite the same side of his neck as Christy did. He gave her the blood of a vampire. Now there was a new member to the group named Leela, who's been through the full ritual in 1992. She bit the left side of his neck, gave him the money magic. He starts to wake up, but right before he could open his eyes, Priscilla rises from the ground with Flora. Flora snatched his spirit out of his chest. Priscilla snatched his heart out as well and breaks it in half, shares it with Flora. Shares it with Flora. They both eat it. Finally, Chucky shows up and does the soul switch spear and gave it to Toby. damn. The next night, Dan and Ellie came home, and the lights goes out. Then the house light turned into green night vision. They got surrounded by Christy, Cara, Leela, Flora, Priscilla, Hunter, Toby, and Chucky. Damn, the whole gang done showed up. First, Chucky flung his axe straight at Dan's neck, slicing his neck off. His head shoots high up in the air. Leela flies up to it and bashes his head into the ceiling fan. Damn! And the blades from the fan slicing his brains out. Damn! She threw that nigga head to the fan. God damn. The blades from the fan slicing his brains out. She then burns his face in the ashes. She burned his brain as well. Damn! Damn, Leela. She put that man up. Back on the ground, Carl started shooting lasers out of her eyes, freezing Dan's body to death. Then Priscilla and Flora burns his spirit and cremated his heart, turns it into ashes. Chucky axe, then rotated and sliced Allie's head off, and Christy stabs her heart out violently, and take totally Toby take violently rips her body apart. Hunter joined in, stomping her remains into the ground. You can hear her screaming in the house, but Priscilla and Flora turn into demons. They brutally beats Allie's soul until she was completely killed in the afterlife. Damn, she got fucked up too. And that's the end of Paranormal Activity, the ghost dimension. Hope y'all enjoy this series. Like I said, this was one of my favorite movies. This was one of my favorite movies. So, real quick. So real quick. So real quick. Like I was saying, this was one of my favorite movies, right? So what I did was I put two of my favorite characters from Paranormal Activity, not Paranormal Activity, American Horror Story. At the time I wrote this, I put two of my favorite characters from American Horror Story uh, with the team that's throughout the whole series. So Priscilla and Flora is from American Horror Story, uh, American Horror Story season 6, and y'all already know where Chucky came from. And Cara, that's Supergirl. Cara is Supergirl. I put I got Cara in a lot of my stories. I got Cara and Supergirl in a lot of my stories. All the way from Alice in Wonderland, all the way up to Zodi. So I wanted to do this story before I started posting Alice in Wonderland, cause this was one of the first vampire stories that I did before Alice in Wonderland. So, like I said, I hope y'all enjoy this story and enjoy this series. If you have nightmares, you have been warned. Okay, it's a lot of nightmare mode in this one. Nightmare mode happens so fast. I ain't even get a chance to see it in this story, in Poet Fire. I ain't even get a chance to see it. So, yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.